So BMW alternator looks like it might be out again. Not 100% sure why, but I'd assume it's because the oil filter housing is still leaking. So driving to work and all the lights went off and then it died. So here we are. Now Marshall came to save the day and we're trailing her home, but not before we get some tasty grub.
Hell yeah. Alright dudes, we got the car back to Matt's house.
Yep, she made it here. Now we just got to make it into the garage. So we're going to strap her, get her in there, and maybe try and diagnose her a little bit.
Alright, let's get her unloaded.
Jesus. You stacked up some grass. Don't eat it again. Good. Good feet.
God, you could just hear it suck the life out of the Honda.
Well, look, the battery of that thing is probably a third of the size of the battery of that.
Yeah.
So.
And that battery is like 3 or 4 years old, and it was like a couple bucks.
Yeah, and it was already a couple years old then, because that's why we got it.
Because yeah, it was like reconditioned, yeah. So you got it for cheap. Yeah.
But this thing started up no problem the other day at the super place.
Yeah.
This thing can't even make it to town. So we'll give this like 10 minutes and then we'll try and start this up and pull her in.
Sweet. Okay, we charged it up for a little bit, and Matt is able to drive it into the garage. So that definitely makes me think that the alternator is probably out, because if the battery was charging, then the car would probably run. Okay, we're gonna read her real quick and see what we get. So 10.7, that's pretty low.
That's what the battery was at before when I checked it last.
Yeah, I would say shut it off and then read it again. And then we'll know if it's lower, then we'll know if it's charging or not. Okay, now it's off. We're gonna test the battery again. Yeah, we got roughly the same or more power, so the alternator is definitely not charging.
I would have to agree. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of BA Performance. So today we're going to be working on the E90 BMW 335i that I've got. It's been down for a while. The alternator went out for a second time. So what happened was some oil from the oil filter housing gasket was actually leaking down onto the alternator again, shorting out the alternator, and turns out that pulled out some of the threads on the oil filter housing itself, where the oil cooler thermostat housing attaches to the oil filter housing. Anyways, so we're already doing that. In the meantime, we decided what we're going to do is we're going to try and clean the intake valves. Now, this stuff CRC makes here is intake valve and turbo cleaner. It suggests that you spray it through a vacuum line, like your brake booster line, at a certain RPM for a certain amount of time, then drive it for a while, so on and so forth. We are not going to do that. What we are going to do is we are going to actually spray it directly into the valves while we have everything off and give it a scrub. I'm going to show you what we're going to use, how we're going to do it, and show you somewhat of the results and how bad some of them look. So stay tuned, check it out. Okay, so here's what you're going to need. You're going to need some Q-tips, a flashlight, some brushes. I got a brass brush here, a pick, another couple of other styles of picks. I believe they call this a hemostat or something along those lines. Some duct tape, intake valve and turbo cleaner, and a hose. So let's show you how this all works out. Okay, so as you can see, those valves have a lot of carbon buildup. It's kind of hard to focus. Not sure how it's going to turn out on the actual camera here, but trust me, they're bad. Anyways, so by using that CRC intake and valve cleaner, those brushes, you can clean them up. It may not be 100%, but if I can get the camera out of focus here, they clean up pretty well, just with some scrubbing. And the CRC cleaner, of course. So anyways, you want to make sure your valves are closed. I've already done this first intake port here, and obviously now it's wide open. But that's because I'm working on the sixth one over here. I'm working on cleaning it up. I want to do the sixth one after the first one, because the first one is the easiest, and the sixth one is going to be the hardest probably, because it is a pain to get to, especially if you got your car jacked up on some jack stands. Then you need a block to stand on just to see into the sixth one. Also, Panda couldn't be here, but he's here in spirit, so I think we'll be able to manage this job. Yeah, that's much better actually. Now I'm pretty sure he's definitely here in spirit. Okay, so a little side note here. Basically, oil filter housing threads are FUBAR. So what are we doing here, Marshall?
Well, instead of replacing it with a new OEM $400 oil filter housing, we're going to drill holes in it and put a helicoil kit in there and see if we can make that work.
Yeah, should be fine, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right.
It's terrifying. She's a fighter. Oh, the battery just died.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, it's dead.
Oh God. Just take the chuck off from the bit or something.
Oh, we got some life.
Oh man.
Perfect.
Wait, put it in reverse. Just give it a second. Ah. All right,
Nice.
so let's charge that.
Now they're open, I think. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah, it's wide open right now.
All right. Well, that's not what I want. What I want to do is I want to actually have it like just open,
Yeah, that's wide open. You guys
and
can
then
see.
back it off.
Okay, now it's coming back shut. Coming back shut. Now it's shut.
completely.
Yep, completely shut.
Okay. So then, take your can of intake.
What does
turbo
it show?
cleaner.
Show it to the camera there.
CRC intake valve and turbo cleaner. 46%. We're going a little further than that. Try and coat the walls. Fill the ports up somewhat. Should be good. And then you're going to take your scrubbing tool. Right here, little brass brush. And we're going to scrub. It's best to do it while it's still foaming and it's active. Next we're going to take this little pick I got here and we're just going to try and see if we can't chisel some things away that we can feel. You're not going to be able to see it, but you should be able to feel it. Alright, so then you're going to want to suck all of the fluid out of the port itself. And doing so, you're going to want a vacuum that you don't care about. And trust us, we don't care about this vacuum. This is where you put the notice, attention headphone users thing,
Yeah.
This is going to be the loudest thing we have here in the driveway.
Oh, this is not the flashlight I had. There it is.
Here we go. And as you can tell, it's slowly but surely getting better.
Yeah, there it is. Quite a difference already.
So basically you're just going to repeat this process. Rinse and repeat, until it looks good. And we'll show you what you do for the final parts.
You guys can see a lot of the gunk that Matt was picking at in there. Let's see, you can see that one. There's so much you can't even see the valve anymore. Yeah, you guys can see all that carbon buildup in there. And we'll get that vacuumed out. Gross.
Alright, so we'll go for a second round of our spray here. And more scrubbing.
This is just some of the carbon that's come out of the car so far. All that shit.
Look at these old
Yeah.
gumpy pieces here.
Yep. And that's just stuff that we picked out that we didn't vacuum or
Right.
scrub out.
Those aren't even the real big chunks.
Yeah. Okay, now that we're close to, 4 or 5 times rinse and repeat, what do we got going on?
Okay, so we got these hemostats here, and we use this to extend the Q-tip so we can get in there and after vacuuming out, suck up the last of the liquid in there so you're not actually getting all of that into the cylinder. Inevitably you're gonna get something probably in there, but cross your fingers and hope for the best. So we're gonna go in here and we're gonna try and clean out any excess gunk we can get. And it'll make it pretty dark. Doesn't look like we got a bunch of chunks in there this time, so that's good. You guys have already seen us replace the alternator in this once before. Obviously there was some things that were incorrect, as I'm sure you'll see what we were doing with the housing. So we're going to try and just get some clips here and there, but we're going to try and blow right through this, get this done yet today. So we'll probably start by, wiping things down real quick, and then putting the alternator in and the spark plugs and coils first. And we'll go from there.
Okay, the alternator is back in. Wasn't too difficult. Spark plugs and ignition coils are back in. Now we're going to change out this PCV valve right here. So we took off the fuel rail right there, and we're going to unscrew this. And the perk to changing that out is it should let less oil into the intake manifold to keep the carbon from building up fast again. Did you break it?
Breaker, breaker.
Breaker, breaker.
Okay, so here's our cap, which has some green crud on it, which doesn't look reassuring.
Yeah.
And I need to somehow get that out with probably some pliers. Okay. So we took out a drill bit and we inserted it into the hole of the PCV valve, got some vice grips and got a good grip on it. Just use some leverage and pops right out. I'm gonna replace this with this Vargas Turbo Technologies PCV. I think actually I could put it. I'm gonna put it back in the cap. There is a gasket, but it's still stuck in there. And we're gonna just thread this back in. I need to take that gasket out actually.
There's one on the new thing, right?
But for the actual housing.
Oh, I see. Tighten it back up and you got a brand new PCV valve.
Heck yeah.
Okay, we still got to put some wires on the injectors, the oil filter housing on, and the intake manifold.
I think we did forget to mention that when you take the PCV valve out, you have to take off the fuel line from...
I did mention that.
Oh, okay.
Okay guys, our next new part is...
It's going to be this coolant hose, I don't know what you want to call it, flange.
Yeah.
It's a removable piece that actually goes on right here, and as you can see, this is apparently a pretty common problem for them. They just fall apart. I'm surprised I didn't have a leak at all, but somehow I did. Or I didn't have a leak, and we took it out just to get to this bolt easier, but now it's time to put it back on. So we're going to do that when I find the bolts. Mm-hmm. 10 millimeter.
And you just put the hose on with the hose clamp and call her a day. Oil filter housing, check. All the intake stuff, check. Matt's putting on the radiator under part, and he broke it. That's just for looks anyway. And we're gonna put some oil in it, and we're gonna do the coolant bleed.
Green oil and blue coolant.
Green oil, blue coolant. See, but that'll be right side up. Okay guys, we're gonna start it. We're gonna look for oil leaks, and it's probably gonna have some smoke. You see that flashlight? Should give her just a little red ski. Oh, yeah, she's coming out white there. Alright. Oh yeah. Sounds pretty good. I'll just let her heat up. Definitely smoking.
Oh, wow, that.
Not like
Probably a ton of
You'll see it more in the video later. You could tell it didn't have any gas or oil pressure yet, you know, when you were starting it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was knocking.
Yeah. Okay guys, we're gonna let it get up to operating temp, and then we're gonna check the oil, maybe rev it a little bit more and try and burn some carbons out.
Yeah. And then I don't know if we'll get her under tonight or not, but eventually get her back down, button things up, and take her on the road.
Hell yeah.
We've been, we finished putting everything back together, got it on the road. I've been driving it for about a week now. I see no signs of oil leaking anymore. The valve cleaning the valves out was actually a great thing. I can definitely tell that the idle doesn't fluctuate as much. Seems like I'm getting better gas mileage as well. All things I can't complain about. I'd like to say it seems a little bit more responsive as well, but I can't really say for sure as I haven't been driving it for a while. So it could just be that, you know, it's just the fact that I haven't driven it for a while. So all in all, success. You know, I would definitely suggest doing this, and if you have problems with your oil filter housing and you have the experience and the knowledge to tap it out and helicoil it, it's a cheaper alternative than buying the $400 to $500 housing. So you know what to do. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, let us know what you think. Maybe there was a better way that we could have done it. Maybe you've done it. Let us know. Be sure to hit that notification bell, and you guys have a good one. Peace out.